Anthony Harwig here with a Crestview Volleyball player profile. I am joined by Abbey Emch. Abby, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, Abby, last year you hit this volleyball scene and you hit the ground running. Everyone knows your name now. But what are the biggest differences between your sophomore season and your freshman season in your perspective, do you think?
Well, it's a really big difference because I have a full year of experience, and I think that's really helped me in preparing for this year. And it's really helped me because I know what the varsity court is like, and I've really gotten used to it. And I've gotten to work with like Grace and all the coaches, and I've gotten really like relaxed and used to them all, and it's really helped me.
How do you think you've been able to, well, you were able, I should say, to succeed so much as a freshman without all that, experience and just kind of go out there and be yourself and shine bright as a freshman last year?
Yeah, that's really been nice to have that. And I think knowing what to expect because of my siblings, they've really helped me. And just going and watching all of their games and going to some of their practices, that's just really prepared me for what it was like.
You brought up your siblings, so I'm going to ask you to talk about that a little bit more. What was it like growing up with them, and what kind of lessons did you take from this? Not just watching them play, but asking them as many questions as possible, and like you said, getting ready for that varsity level as soon as you step onto it.
Yeah, they really helped me. I always ask them what I was doing wrong, what I've been doing good, and they've just always been there to answer those questions. And in quarantine, actually, they helped me with my blocking footwork. They took me outside and they just told me what to do, and they were just really helpful in that. And I think that's helped a lot, and that's just made me an overall better player. And I just wanted to thank them a lot because they are helpful into where I am today.
Have you ever got to actually go across the net from them and try to block each other with a sister showdown?
Yeah, we do. Like outside volleyball, we are very competitive in that. And Ryan, my brother, we're also very competitive. And we have a game called Crossnet where it's four little squares, and we are just always very competitive as a family.
This is your chance to flex a little bit. Who's the best player on the team in the family, I should say.
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one. I think we all have our moments where we're pretty good.
It's a very PC answer. Won't get you in trouble anywhere. You're
Yeah.
good. What about, like, you said they both gave you so much advice. Is did they help in different ways? Did they both have kind of different forms of helping and different advices to give you?
Yeah, they had different, but also pretty similar.
Mhm.
They were just always there for me. I think they both like were very encouraging and just helpful in every aspect as just like a person and as a volleyball player. And they were just really always there for me.
I'm sure another big aspect was the senior class last year, and Crest, you had a really good senior class last year. How much did they kind of help you feel welcome and feel comfortable on this team, and be able to kind of step right into the sophomore year without them, but not be too scared that it was going to change?
Yeah, I felt very welcome last year. It just felt normal and they felt like a family. On the first day of tryouts, I just felt like I fit in there well, and they just were very helpful and everything. And it was just really, really fun to play with them.
Who was the one senior that you think kind of helped you the most, or took you under their wing the most last year?
That's a tough one. They all did, but I really think Shelby did because we were both middles, and she just really helped me, and she helped me like grow into a better person, not just a volleyball player, but also a person. And it was just a really cool experience to get to play with all of them. So
All right, I heard you had a pretty eventful weekend. A couple, last weekend, I think, right? Last weekend,
yeah, yeah.
you get to go to Denver and get to compete with some pretty impressive volleyball players. What was that kind of like? What was that experience like for you? I want you to just kind of ooze about it because I want to know how it all went.
Yeah, it was an incredible experience to have the chance to play with some really incredible girls. And it was just an insane opportunity because I got to be coached by, I don't know if you know Lauren Stivrins, but she was a middle for Nebraska. But she got to help coach me and a bunch of other girls. and it was just kind of a handful of girls from all over the nation, and we all got to come together and play together and train together, and we had a little meeting about like what your body should be like, what you should eat before everything, and where your heart should be at. And it was a really amazing experience to get to meet all of the new girls and just have the opportunity to play with them.
I was also told beforehand that you got to meet Jordan Larson, right? Is that someone that you got to meet
No, I
down there?
didn't.
Oh
No.
no, I was lied to. But when you look at all those volleyball players and the people you got coached with, and I know you watch volleyball at the high level, who are some players that you watch on the high level of volleyball that you kind of embrace or try to reflect?
Lauren Stivrins, I already mentioned her, but when she played, she was a really big role model, and I just always loved watching her. And Nicklin Hames, I thought that they had the best connection. And Grace and I, we always said that we wanted to be like them because they just had a really amazing connection.
That being said, I'm guessing that you root for Nebraska quite a bit when you're
Yeah,
watching volleyball.
I have a Nebraska shirt.
Have you ever been to a Nebraska volleyball game live?
Yeah, we went to the NCAA Final Four, and we like sat nice and high, but it was really cool to see them live.
I'm jealous. Because that would be awesome. What when you watch volleyball at that level and then you watch yourself, I mean, I know we're a long way away talking about college and things that goals that you have, but like, could you see yourself playing in that kind of atmosphere?
Yeah, I think it would be really, really cool to play at that atmosphere, and I really hope one day I can, because I think that would just be an incredible experience to get to play at that level with those high level girls. So, yeah, I think so.
Not to knock the atmosphere you guys get at Crestview, you guys get a ton of support from this community. I know you guys feel it every year. From your perspective, what does it mean to you guys? And how cool is it to go into Crestview every day and you look and you have one of the more packed gyms of the area?
Yeah, it means a lot to have this kind of support system from our community. I think that everybody really likes to watch us. I think because we get along so well as a team that it's really cool to watch us play together because we just play along so well. And I just wanted to thank everybody so much for coming to all of our games because it helps a lot to have that kind of support system, and it's just really awesome.
All right, second season with Coach Auer under the Crestview volleyball realm. And what do you think is your favorite thing about being coached by her? And what has she taught you the most about volleyball?
Yeah, I love being coached by her. I think that she is an incredible coach. She knows so much about the sport and just about life that I can ask her anything that I need to work on. And I think it's just really cool that I get to have this relationship with her because we get along very well and she just teaches me a lot. And it's just really nice also because she's one of my coaches for club, and so I can learn a lot from her year round. So it's just a really nice opportunity to have her.
All right, so you step into this volleyball program, and you know as well as everyone how successful it had been over the years. It's a very successful volleyball program. Was that ever daunting to kind of step into a program that you knew how successful it was, and no one wants to be that person that ends that success? Was that kind of a little bit of pressure put on your shoulders last year to keep up the volleyball tradition at Crestview?
Yeah, it was a little bit, but it also pushed me into being who I am today. And it just made me really excited to be on this team because I know that in the past few years we've been very good. And so it just makes me want to push myself harder and be the better of who I am today. So, yeah.
I guess the question every other program has is, what are you guys putting in the water down there at Crestview? But if to make that question real, what do you think it is about this program that is that difference maker that other teams really are struggling to find that make you guys such a tight knit group and such a solid volleyball team?
Yeah, I think that our team aspect is just, it's amazing. We all just get along so well and we're bonded so well together. Just whenever we step on the court, we just go into a little huddle and we talk about what we're going to do in the game, and we're just really excited to play with each other because we're just like family and sisters, and I think that that's really cool to have that, and I can always talk to them if I need to, and they're just really amazing.
All right, the pregame huddles are your team pregame routine. Do you have any personal pregame routines that you have to stick to? Are you superstitious at all?
I like to listen to calm music. That's different than most people, but I just like to calm down and just breathe, really. I have a saying, smell the roses, blow out the candles. And I just really like to do that before a game and just breathe and take a second and think of what I'm going to do during the game, and it just really helps me.
So you probably turn to Mr. B and say, "Let that hype music off. We need calmness here." Um, that'll be beneficial because some teams are getting into the habit of playing calm music during warm-ups. It
Mhm.
put you right into the groove.
Yep.
Um, the other aspect of your game that has grown so much, we see you with your hands in every kind of stat you'll call them. You're getting your digs, you're playing defense in the back row when you're back there. How much pride do you take in your ability to, play back row when you have to, and to be able to step up for your team in that way?
Yeah, I love playing all around. I think that it's a really great opportunity to get to know the sport more. And I just love doing anything that will help out my team. I think that everybody should know really how to play every position because you never know when you might have to go in. And I think that's just a really good thing to know. And yeah, I think it's just really cool.
All right, every position. Are we going to see Abbey Emch set sometime soon?
Yeah, I hope so. That would be amazing.
Maybe put on that libero jersey.
Yeah, I would around. I'm like, I'm a
If you could,
libero.
if you could play one position that you don't, what's like that one position that you say like, "Give me a chance, coach"?
Probably a setter. I think that would be so fun.
A lot
Just
of
run
teams would
around the court, setting up my hitters. That would just be amazing.
a lot of teams would love to have a 6 foot plus setter
Yeah.
on their team.
Yeah.
Um, Coach Ira might have to think about that. When you're thinking about other sports, because you obviously love volleyball so much, if there were any other sports that you could throw your hat into, or sports that have piqued your interest a little bit, what sports do you think come to mind?
I really like soccer. I played when I was younger, and I just always loved it because that was a team sport also, and I just loved playing with my teammates, and it was just really fun because you got to go outside, and volleyball is an indoor sport, so it's harder, and it was just really nice to be outside and play with your teammates.
Whose parent gives the best post game snack bag?
Probably Meredith Hart's. She always brings like apples, pears, maybe some candy into the locker room, and we just really enjoy that before and after the game.
All right, so what's the one thing that if this is in the snack bag, it's a grade A for you. So what's like the one snack that every snack bag in your perspective has to have?
An apple. I love apples. Those are just so good. Or carrots. I also love carrots.
All right, we know there's a whole world of apples out there. So what's your favorite kind of apple?
Um, that's hard. All of them.
All of them.
um, that's a tough question.
Putting
Maybe
you on the
it's
putting you on the
hickory.
spot.
Is that an apple?
Putting you on the spot. Hard-hitting questions. I always go with the honey. I always go with the honey crisp. So
Honeycrisp.
there
Yes,
you go.
I agree.
I'll give you
I
the. I'll
couldn't
give
think
you.
of it.
I'll give you the springboard. Well, what about some guilty pleasure foods that you have? Apples are healthy. Let's have some fun. What are some guilty pleasure foods that you have that maybe aren't as healthy?
Fruit snacks.
Fruit
Those
snack.
aren't
Okay.
completely healthy, but they are just so good, and I always love eating them.
What's the best flavor, or I guess they come in the shape. So what's the best fruit in the fruit snack bag?
Probably like the blue one, like the blue raspberry one. I really like those.
All right. Before we let you go, I'm going to ask, who are your role models in life, and who are some people that you really lean to when you need advice and you need kind of support?
Yeah, my whole family is just, and my friends, my family is just, they are huge role models. All of my siblings and both of my parents, I know that I can always lean on them if I have an issue in volleyball, in school, in life, and they're just always there for me. And I know that. And all of my friends, my teammates, I know that everybody's always going to be there for me. And that just really helps me.
All right, Abby, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the season, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you so much.